We're going to talk about how to forgive yourself and admit there's a problem. There is no step-by-step handwritten manual telling and informing each one of us how to get the most out of life, how to seize each day, seize every moment, live our best lives, and be better versions of ourselves or the best versions of ourselves without ever stepping on any toes. And because of that, that means we're all out here just winging it, all trying to do our best, some of us with our hearts on our sleeve, all out here winging it. And when you do that, mistakes are bound to be made, but that's okay. You can't expect yourself to come into this world knowing nothing of what you're up against and only an inkling of what you're working with, of the powers that you've been blessed with before you reached your mother's womb. And the force you can be to be reckoned with, a force of nature. You can't come into this world like that and expect yourself to always be perfect all of the time. And no one else can expect that of you either. Your job is to try not to make the mistakes and learn from the mistakes that you've made. That's it. So you don't keep making the same mistakes. And to avoid that, you're going to have to do something you don't want to do. You're going to have to do something that's uncomfortable. And that is admit when you were wrong. Admit where you messed up, where it was your fault, where you were the one to blame. If you don't admit there is a problem, then how are you going to solve it? You can't fix something that isn't broken. So if you don't be real with anyone else, always keep it real with yourself. Always keep it real with yourself. So admit when you are wrong to yourself, even when it's unsettling, even when it's embarrassing, even when it's bruising to the ego, even when it's humiliating, even when it's downright degrading, because those are the areas where your biggest insecurities are, and those are the areas where your biggest demons are feeding off of those insecurities. So how are you going to fight those demons? How are you going to solve that problem when you won't even look at the chalkboard to see what it is? How are you going to fix something when you can't even tell me what's broken? How are you going to vanquish, destroy, and submit those demons to the will of God when you don't even know what they are, where they are, what they look like, how they attack, or how they get away? What warrior blindfolds themselves before they head into battle and then wonders why their axe strikes nothing but air? Especially a battle they fight for their king, a battle they can't afford to lose. So forgive yourself for not always being perfect. Forgive yourself for not getting everything that you wanted to get right on the first try. Forgive yourself for stepping on a few toes while you were out there trying to make the most of it with what you had to work with under your particular circumstances. Because there was no step-by-step handwritten manual telling you how to do it. So forgive yourself and look at those who've wronged you and forgive them too. Because you know they were out here winging it just like you. So it's time to let go of the self-loathing and regret, because holding on to that ain't doing you nothing but handing ammunition to the enemy and giving the devil one more tool to convince you that you are no more than the sum of your mistakes. But the devil is a liar. But God doesn't expect you to be perfect. God already knows you are a good person who makes bad decisions. God knows the devil is a liar. So let go of all that hate, all that anger, all that guilt, all of that foul mix of emotions stirring in your spirit like witch's brew. Let it all go. Because when you choose not to forgive, whether it's because that person made you mad or sad or whatever it is, it's no different than picking up a hot stone with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You're the only one who's feeling it. You're the only one who's getting burnt. Forgive.